Okay, so we have a couple of books that were mentioned in this chapter. I just want to cover a couple of them. The first is Animal Spirits, uh, written by George Akerlof and Robert Schiller. It's a concept. Animal Spirits goes all the way back to John Maynard Keynes' 1936. The book from Schiller's 2000. It really relates to bubbles and the emotions of groups of individuals and groupthink and following the crowd and herd behavior. And this relates to the bubbles that we had in 99, 2000, and 2008, 2009 in housing and dot-com stocks. The consumer confidence, the overall market, was buoyed by everyone else being also excited about it. The exuberance, irrational exuberance, if you will, pushes people to follow the crowd more than usual. And this is true both up and down market. So we not only follow the crowd off the cliff, but then we follow the crowd all the way to the bottom, and then we keep pushing to get out because everyone else is out, even though we don't necessarily need to be. Therefore, both the up cycle and down cycle of the crowds usually overshoot because of the exuberance of following the crowd. And so it's very interesting reading. I like this book quite a bit. It's very popular. Keynes believed, this is quite a while ago, that animal spirits were necessary to motivate people to take positive actions. In other words, there's a lot of positives by following the crowd. The crowd usually is correct. It usually leads us in the right direction. But when it doesn't, of course, you're in amongst other people that are going to either lead you off the cliff or take you to a situation you don't want to be in. So the questions we would ask here is, are we really following the crowd? Is that what's going on? Or are we making our independent decisions, using our own critical thinking skills in our own minds to figure out what is best for us? Or are we just doing it because a cab driver told us to do it? And a good sign of the market top is when cab drivers are telling you that you should get into stocks, or you should get into housing, or you should get into something else. That is generally a time that you should get out. So following the crowd when it hits the mainstream is about the best signpost that says, oh, we're definitely hitting the top of the bubble, is when everybody's getting in. So if you think about it in a boat, if everybody goes on one side of the boat, that's not the side of the boat you want to be on. And so once everybody's in, cab drivers, people in the office, everybody's talking about it, that's about the time that the bubble starts to pop. So Animal Spirits by Schiller, awesome book. It's referenced, and Schiller has written a bunch of papers in behavioral finance. I'm sure we'll talk about him in other portions of the course too. Mainly for real estate, he does the real estate index, so he's very well known. He's a Yale professor. Animal Spirits, awesome book. The main question you would ask here is, am I following the crowd? Are the animal spirits taking over? How far are they pushing people beyond what is usual or typical?